We'll hear argument first this morning in Case 10-277, Wal-Mart Stores versus Dukes.
Walmart's obligation under Title VII is to ensure that its managers do not make pay decisions because of sex. And the comparison is relevant.
When she was 3 years old, this case first started, and I made a promise to her that she was never going to have to go through what I had to go through. And here she is, and we're standing in front of the United States Supreme Court. She's 14 years old, and we're going to make a difference. We did make a difference.
This case provides an effective opportunity for people who are aggrieved by a common problem, a common misconduct by a corporation, to bring their claims together when they can't afford to bring them by themselves.
Hey, equal pay is here to stay.
The decades-long struggle surrounding Dukes versus Wal-Mart represents a functional and highly effective model on how to change the odds in favor of common people facing much more powerful corporate interests. Whether the Supreme Court rules in favor of class action status or not, the case has already forced Wal-Mart, the nation's largest retailer and employer, to recognize its employment practices have been biased against women. The Dukes versus Wal-Mart case, initiated by Impact Fund and equal rights advocates with 3 private firms and the support of the Rosenberg Foundation, has forced a process of fundamental change within Walmart's corporate culture that otherwise never would have happened. These legal efforts, along with years of commitment by the 6 named plaintiffs, have empowered well over 1 million women to stand up to a corporate giant and demand their rights under the law.
This has been a 10-year process, and you have to believe in what you're doing, else there's no way that you can go this long, this far. Because at some point in time, you say, well, that's enough of that, just forget it. But I believe in what I'm doing, and it's important, and this is what keeps me, because I know what happened to me, and I'm not the only one.
One of the things that people see when they see Walmart is they've kept their labor costs very, very low. That's part of the reason they're successful. And they're able to do that because they kept it low on the backs of their female employees.
One of the really important aspects of our case is the fact that instead of just a group of private lawyers bringing this case, this has been a coalition of both nonprofit legal organizations and civil rights organizations and private firms. They've had to look at us and say, yeah, well, I think they really are here to fight for these women. But we couldn't do that unless we had had very consistent and substantial support from Rosenberg.
Impact Fund and Equal Rights Advocates are 2 incredibly effective advocacy organizations who combine high-impact litigation together with communication strategies and policy advocacy to do what we call changing the odds for families and working people across California, and in this case, across the country.
I think what's missing from this story about this case is the enormity of the challenge and the responsibility that equal rights advocates and our co-counsel have taken on behalf of these women. I think there's a tendency to focus on class actions as being about making money or lawyers making money. It could not be farther from the truth. This is about principle, and I think that in this day and age, people are cynical. They don't appreciate that sometimes people take up causes and fight battles for principle and for fairness and justice.
These women have names, they have families, they have faces. So when you see lawsuits like this is something that I am determined to do till the end, whatever the end is.
Well, I believe that I'm right in to take this stand against Wal-Mart. I'm not doing it for any malice or any hatred or any such thing as that. We've been very successful in just even filing because Wal-Mart has made many, many changes for the betterment of women that works for the company, not just for us hourly that has minimum wages, also at corporate. There has been a lot of changes for women at the corporate level as well. So we have been effective since we filed our suit.
But there are times that I recognize that, we may not win. But I finally said to myself that I would rather go down fighting on our side than win on their side.